Okay, in today's section, we're going to be talking real quickly about scatter plots here. On these scatter plots, we're going to fit a function to a linear data shown in a scatter plot and use fitted functions to solve problems in the context of the data. All right, and interpret the slope of a trend line within the context of the data. All right, now, there's three types of scatter plots we could end up having: a positive trend, negative trend, and no trend. Now, before I get going here, there is something we want to talk about with trend, because there's actually three ways they might say positive scatter plot here. They might say trend. Another word that we could see is correlation. Okay. Another word we might be seeing is association. But the thing we have to remember is all three of these are pertaining to the same thing: positive, negative, no trend. Okay. Now a positive trend, okay, or a positive correlation or positive association, is going to start here at the origin and increase as x increases. So as the x's increase, the y's will also increase. If you can probably take a guess, the negative trend is going to actually start higher, and then it's going to start coming down. So as the x's increase, our y's are actually going to decrease. Another way we can think of these is a positive trend. If you think of a line, the best fit going through here, we'll have a positive slope. This one will have a negative slope. And for no trend, we just don't really see any sort of correlation, association, or trend with that one. So that is the three different types of scatter plots that we might encounter. Okay. Now, looking at these examples here, we'll go ahead and let you know that this did get run off here, but this part here should say better prediction. Okay, better prediction. Now, what we're trying to do here is, for this scatter plot, we want to determine the trend. Also, what is the better prediction for x equals 5? Is it going to be 6 or is it going to be 10? Now, the easy part here hopefully should be able to tell what type of trend we have. And as it looks like it's rising, we know we have a positive trend. Now, in order to determine if at x equals 5 here, is it going to be closer to the 6 or is it going to be closer to 10? What we have to kind of try to do is try to guess at a line of best fit for these points, because we could try to plot these on Desmos, but the problem is there's no way we're going to spend all that time plotting all these points on Desmos. So what we can do is, if we turn our paper where the points run north and south, we can try to guess or estimate where a line of best fit would be between them. We end up with something right here. Okay. Then we're going to do like we did in the previous section. We're going to follow this point here, this x equals 5, up to our graph, see where it hits, right there, and I'm going to follow it over, and it hit right there. All right, so the question here is this closer to the 6 or is it closer to the 10? And for our problem that we have here, it's closer to the 6, because I think it's obvious to tell that this is a closer distance than it is to 10. Same instructions for this one down here. Okay, hopefully we realize that we are going down as the x's increase. So we do have a negative slope here. All right, now I don't have an x value here because we were just guessing on x values today. Let's go ahead and use with one I didn't have today. Let's go with x equals 8. Okay, so once again, we go to where x equals 8. Okay, so there's the point we want to start with. And we do the same thing as we did on the last one. I'm going to turn my paper where the points are running north and south. And I'm going to try to guess where the line of best fit would be. Basically average distance away from all those points. Maybe we'd end up with something right here. Now yours, you might end up with a different answer than I do because we're just guessing here. We're approximating. So at 8, once again, I go down to where my graph hits. Okay, it hits right here. And I'm going to follow it over and hit at the -9. Now for this one, it didn't give me two choices. They could still have given me two choices, but if we were just trying to determine what integer it's closest to, if we have x is equal to 8, then what we can determine is that this actually hit at -9, but once again, this was an estimation. So we don't want to say y equals -9. We're actually going to say y is approximately -9. Okay? That's going to tell us that we were using an estimated line of best fit, so it's not an exact answer. It could be a little bit off, but that's our best guess for this one. Okay, now this was a quicker section of notes. That's why we paired it with the previous section. But once again, we still do have an assignment over this, so make sure you're keeping up on that. And as always, if you have any questions, send me an email.